So let's make some feet. Now, if you want, you can make Peter big old rabbit feet. But I really liked the little feet that I made for this guy. Just these little cute little Edwardian toes kind of sticking out. I like that. Oh, and we mustn't forget his, we'll do the feet and then we'll do his puffy, puffy tail. Puffy, puffy tail. One and two. Two little feet. I mean, this is more of a decorative item than a functional foot, and I do like that little toe. I don't want the back to be thick because I don't want it to upset his sitting up apple cart. Okay, I feel like that is not big enough. I'll take the other bit too. I think that's going to work. Let's make another one. Getting things all tangled up nicely. Doop. The thing that I want is to have them be the same size. I'm not too worried about this corner, the way that the corner is kind of missing on this one, because all I'm going to see are these toes. So that's what I want to be the same as the toes. And I think that's going to work. Toe. Good little toe. Oops. Little toe sticking out, little feet attached. Now the next thing that's going to give Peter a lot of stability is that tail. It's that fuzzy little tail. Again, I don't want to felt this too tightly because I want it to be fluffy. I want it to be a fluffy tail. So let's try this and see what we think. So rolling it, folding it, rolling it, folding it. then you see it's loose. It's not a super firm tail. It doesn't need to be. I think that's a good shape. I want it to be low down. And then we talked before about the barbs being at the top, but I want these barbs to be down in here. So gently. And I want that tail to help him stand, so let's bring it down a little bit more. Yep, there we go. So test it when you're doing it. See, is this tail situated in a way that it's going to create some counterbalance for him so that he can stand nicely? Are you standing, Peter? He's a little floppily. He keeps flopping. There we go. It's a little better. He's got this little right side. So, over. I want this to be more flat than it is. Okay, I have determined that this tail has to be a little bit bigger if it's going to create stability for him. Let's give him a little bit more underneath. Yes, there we go. Okay, he needed a little bit more tail as counterbalance so that he could stand. All right, now he does need some finessing for certain. I need to spend some time just working in these details, getting all these wisps away. But I very much do like his cute little expression. He seems a little surprised. That little face, the chubby cheeks. Now, time for coat. Let's put him over here for a moment. All right, so blue coat. So here's the piece that I'm going to be working with. I started in at the neck yesterday and then took it off, but the piece is about this. And then also I started working the bottom edge. So it's going to attach here and come around right to here. And then I like the edge to be a little flipped up. So I'm going to work the edge a bit before. And the arms will be attached at the end. It's going to come above the little bunny tail so we can see it. Okay, So it's probably a good idea just to work this bottom edge a bit. To give us that flip. Most of the forming happens on the body. At least that's the way I do it. These aren't clothes that are coming off. They're decorative. They don't have to stand on their own. So most of it is done on the body. I just want to have that edge so that I know it's going to flip up. See, so I've curled it over. Okay, let's lift this up. You see, there's going to be blue there now, so I take my handy dandy tool and I remove it. Put it in my pile for rocks. Okay, here we go. So to create the collar, I want to be able to see the chest. You know what I think, too, I want to do, because I like that chest poofy. I think we'll do the chest first. So let's just put the blue that we've worked on over to the side for a moment. Now this chest hair, you can see it is a little different than the coral. There's a bit of white roving for that. And this will introduce you to a technique that we use when doing animal portraits for making fur, only in a very tiny amount. So I'm just going to pull out as short as I can, as fluffy as I can, not very much for this little guy. So you see, I have these, probably too much of it. I have these short fibers all going in the same direction, and I'm going to want him to be fluffy from his neck on down. So I lay it out, and then I go to the center of it so that I'll have a top and a bottom, and then I just felt a line there. So that it's attached. This is a fur making method. And then this bit goes over that bit. And you see how we've got this nice fluff? So there's one. Then let's come down a bit. Do a second row. Do a second row. A little bit down from the first row. So just one line across to attach it. We have the top and the bottom. That's going to be fur. I'm going to fold it up that way just for now. So here's our next little bit. Nice and fine. And repeat. You see he's getting smaller here, so I need less. You know, I'm attaching it in the center, and then when it folds over, you have these two layers of fur. Attach in the center. Ta-da. Go. go. A few. And about to there. Okay, so to there is probably enough. So I moved them this way to have them out of my way, but really, you see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, maybe it's 5. 5. And then I'm going to pull them down there. A comb could be useful at this point, but I'm just going to pull them down. And now, clearly there's too much there, so we're going to trim it a bit. And I'm not going to trim straight across because I don't want to have those kinds of finite lines, which you wouldn't really have. So I'm coming in at an angle and I'm pulling a bit. Just a bit. Just be very gentle with this. Just gentle work. The birds are certainly giving us a concert today out on the back porch with Feltalala and the birds. So just gonna keep going, cutting into it, kind of on an angle. Don't be too nervous about this. If it stresses you out, just stay with the core for the belly. I really should have my comb here. I'm going to try this a little bit. Let's give it a little comb. It's a nice fluffy. Nice little fluffy body there. And just a little bit at the end. On the edges, very gently with my needle. I'm just tucking in any little bits at the bottom here. There. Nice fluffy little chest.